1,454 feet above Manhattan, a man is standing on a steel ledge narrower than your kitchen counter. No rope, no harness, nothing between his shoes and Fifth Avenue except July air. And he's not up there to set a record. He's not running from anything. He reaches into his jacket, while the wind pulls at him, while a police helicopter circles, while the entire city below starts pointing up, and he pulls out a ring. Because he climbed the Empire State Building, illegally, without a tether, past every camera and every guard, to ask one question. And here's the thing. Your first reaction to that story tells you something about yourself. Some people hear it and think, idiots. Some people hear it and feel something they can't quite name, something between envy and ache. This video is about both reactions. About why humans do things like this, and about the uncomfortable truth that the people who risk everything might understand something about being alive that the rest of us keep postponing. Stay with me, because this story is stranger than the headline. The climb, 0:50 to 2:30, July 1st, 2026. Angela Nikolau and Ivan Kuznetsov, two Russian artists known to millions as the Skywalkers, reportedly spent the entire night hidden inside the Empire State Building. Think about that part first. Not the climb, the waiting. Hours in the dark, inside one of the most secured buildings on Earth, listening to it empty out, knowing what morning would ask of them. Just after noon, two figures in black appeared where no figures are ever supposed to be. On the antenna, the final needle of steel above the 102nd floor. They free-climbed the latticework, no safety lines, and at the top of the spire they unfurled a black flag that rippled out over the city. When the power of love beats the love of power, the world knows peace. Then, on the way down, on a ledge the width of a diving board, Ivan got on one knee. She said yes. She slipped the ring on while climbing down a ladder a quarter mile above the street. When police officers finally reached them, body cameras rolling, an officer said, "You can't be up here," and a voice answered with maybe the most disarming sentence ever spoken to the NYPD. "We are engaged." They were arrested within the hour. Burglary, reckless endangerment, trespass. Their photo from the top pulled over 1 million likes before the handcuffs came off. The internet split in half within hours. One side called it the most romantic thing they'd ever seen. The other side called it reckless, attention-seeking, a stunt with a greeting card slogan attached. Both sides were asking the same question underneath. Why would anyone do this? And it's not a new question. In 1974, a French street performer named Philippe Petit spent 6 years planning to sneak into the World Trade Center. He and his friends strung a cable between the Twin Towers at night, and at dawn he stepped out onto a wire a quarter mile in the sky and walked between the towers. 8 times. He lay down on the wire, he knelt. Police waited at both ends to arrest him. And when they asked him why risk everything for something that produces nothing, proves nothing, pays nothing, Petit gave an answer that people have been quoting for 50 years. He said there is no why. When he sees 3 oranges, he juggles. When he saw 2 towers, he had to walk, 50 years apart. Different buildings, different people, same city, same vertical impulse. Which means this isn't a story about 2 influencers. It's a story about something in human beings that has always been there. So what is it? Psychology has been circling this question for decades, and the answers are more interesting than adrenaline junkie. Start with the research on sensation seeking. A trait psychologist Marvin Zuckerman spent his career measuring. Some brains are simply built differently. For most of us, standing near a ledge floods the body with alarm, and the alarm feels like the truth. Get back. But high sensation seekers process that same flood differently. Their nervous systems under-respond to ordinary life and come fully online only at the edges of it. What terrifies you is, for them, the first moment the static clears. It's not that they don't feel fear, it's that fear is where they finally feel everything. Then there's what sociologist Stephen Ling called edge work, his word for voluntary skilled flirtation with the line between control and catastrophe. His finding was the counterintuitive part. People don't do this to lose control. They do it to experience the purest control they will ever know. On that antenna, there is no past and no future. No emails, no doubts, no noise. There is only the next handhold. Total presence, enforced by gravity. Most of us spend our whole lives half distracted. Up there, distraction is death. So, for the first time, the mind becomes completely quiet. Read that again because it's the part nobody says out loud. Some people have to climb a quarter mile into the sky to reach the stillness the rest of us can't find on the ground. Now stop for a moment. because I want to be honest about both sides of this. There's a version of this video that just romanticizes it all. The flag, the ring, the sky. That version would be a lie by omission. Free climbing a skyscraper is not brave in some pure, costless way. One gust of wind and this is a different story entirely. One about two families, and officers who had to climb up after them, and a city watching something unspeakable instead of something unforgettable. The line between legend and tragedy up there is about 4 inches wide. The people who love these two watched that footage with their hearts in their throats, and they were right to. And yet, if we're honest, completely honest, most of us didn't watch that video thinking about the charges. We watched it feeling a small, quiet sting. Not because we want to climb anything, because they were that awake. And most of us haven't felt that awake in years. Here's the layer that made this story travel around the world. When a solo climber would have been a footnote, he did it to propose. Psychologists who study ritual have noticed something old and deep in us. The instinct that a feeling this big deserves a gesture that costs something. It's why proposals happen on mountaintops and not in parking lots. Why people carve names into trees and lock padlocks onto bridges. We don't fully trust words. Words are cheap, so when something in us feels infinite, we reach for an act that can hold the weight. Something with risk in it. Something irreversible. Something that says, I would not do this for anything less than you. Most of us buy a ring and book a restaurant. He climbed the tallest icon in America and asked her at the exact altitude where one mistake ends everything. Which, if you think about it, is what a proposal is anyway. Two people standing at the edge of something irreversible, choosing to jump together. He just made the metaphor literal. You don't have to approve of it. But somewhere in you, you understand it. That's why you're still watching. So no, this video is not telling you to climb anything. Please don't. The rooftoppers who came before this couple include names that stopped appearing online mid-photo, and their stories don't get Netflix documentaries. But there's a question this story leaves behind, and it's worth sitting with. Those two climbed because it's the only place they feel fully alive. That's the extreme version. Here's the ordinary one. When was the last time you felt fully alive? Not content, not fine. Awake, completely present, the static cleared, all the way inside your own life? Because the uncomfortable truth about that couple isn't that they risk too much. It's that most of us risk nothing at all. We postpone the phone call, the leap, the question we're afraid to ask someone, not from a ledge, just across a table, and we call that postponement being sensible. Whole years go by like that. The flag said, when the power of love beats the love of power, the world knows peace. People mocked it as a greeting card. Maybe. But those two were willing to be arrested for their sentence. Most of us won't even say ours out loud. You don't need an antenna. The thing that would make you feel that alive is probably not a quarter mile up. It's probably sitting quietly in your life right now, at ground level, waiting for you to stop being sensible about it. They asked their question at 1,454 feet. Yours is probably waiting at eye level. Go ask it. If this one lit something up, subscribe. It's what this channel is for. I'll see you in the next one.